In Belize and beyond, love is everywhere.
Indeed, the love is everywhere. Let's join our correspondent Vince Martinez. Vince, good afternoon.
All right. So we're live now, Ms. Peterson. Good day, Corozal and Belize. This is Vince Martinez here with a special segment with Love Is Everywhere. And on my left, I have Ms. Adela Peterson, who is going to give us an insight on a very important research that was taking place here in Corozal and a forum coming up this Sunday, July 5th, here in Corozal at the House of Culture. So, Ms. Peterson, just give us a brief explanation of the research that took place here in Corozal, your involvement, and how you got into participating and being a part and collaboration with the team that came from the U.S.
Yes, I'll be happy to do that. And first of all, thanks to our general public for listening to us present on this very dynamic research that has been completed. It took us 2 years to complete the research. And the first question, well, first of all, my name is Adela Peterson Vallejo, and I am the president of Tone Masewalon, and that means we are Maya. And so we work to preserve every aspect of the Maya culture. As many of our audience may know, the Maya culture seems to be dying out slowly, but we won't allow it to. So we're very active in this process. So how this program came about, this research program, was there are a team of doctors from George Mason University in Washington, Virginia, and they have two separate labs. One lab is where they store the DNA of what we call the contemporary Maya, and also another lab where they store the DNA of the ancient Maya. And we were approached by this team of researchers, anthropologists, for us to collaborate, Tone Masewalon, for them to come up with this research project to find out what we can know about the Maya as they are the modern Maya or contemporary Maya, the living Maya of northern Belize, compared to the ancient Maya that lived at Santa Rita Chactemal temple for the past 3,000 years. So they approached us, and we decided, of course, to work with them. And so we went out into the field in the different communities of Corozal, and we approached the Maya people that we know are Maya, and we asked them if they wanted to participate. And we had a few people that declined, right? And the people who agreed, first of all, they had to sign a consent form, what they wanted to do with their DNA, if they wanted to participate for just this study, or if we can preserve the DNA for further studies along the way. So that's how it came about.
All right. So, being that the process took 2 years, what is one of the reasons why it took that length of time other than gathering the DNA? From the link that you sent me, I managed to read most of the article, and seeing that many of the research information was focused on the movement patterns throughout Corozal. And we know up to this day, Belize has still been a transit point for many countries, a vast way from traveling, especially now that you see many tourists transit to Belize. So the same thing in the past, the Mayas from different areas in the region, right? Not only Belize, but Central American region that transit through Corozal, Santa Rita, and many of the research focus on saying that being that Corozal was such a pivotal point of movement for the Mayas, that cultures and DNAs from different parts of the region were found just here in Corozal. So being that that was one of the main topics in the research, what really took the project 2 years to complete?
Because as we get to see firsthand, we made a visit to Washington, George Mason University, and we got to see how detailed the work is on the end of the researcher's side. As I said, there's two different labs, one where the modern Maya DNA is preserved, and how we extracted that DNA was a very simple process. It's like, do you want to give us your DNA? Yes, just spit in this little cup.
Okay.
And it has preservatives in it, and the doctors took it back to the lab. So that's the first lab. And then the second lab is with the ancient Maya, and they have the DNA of the Maya that lived 3,000 years ago, from 800 to 3,000 years ago. And what they do is they extract the DNA from the teeth, the enamel of the teeth, or they extract it from the petrous bone, which is in the brain near the ear. But that's where the concentration of DNA is. And they go through meticulous measures to preserve that DNA. The room is, it's like a chamber, and it has to be where no bacteria can come in, and it has to be at a certain temperature. Before you go into the room, you have to gown up like you're going to space. It's because they don't want any foreign particles to come in. And every time they make one action to work with the DNA, it has to be cleansed before and after the action. So that is just the part of starting the DNA process. And then that particle has to be put in a machine for several days, and then it has to be read out, and then it takes another professor to read the language of the DNA, and then it takes the rest of the professors to compile all the information. So it's very detailed, very meticulous, and very scientific.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, I kind of trying to picture more or less, especially because I do have a science background, so I'm kind of imagining the process that took place. But like you said, it seems that many different departments collabed in making this research, as you said, very detailed and concise. And I guess the DNA from the current population here compared to the one from 3,000 years ago is what has led to the findings of the movement of the Mayas across Corozal, right, and Belize in a whole. So now the forum that is coming up on Sunday, it will be open to the public. And what can the public expect at the forum, and questions that they could ask, or who all is invited to be here? Because I know the research is pivotal for anyone that currently has any interest in the topic, and maybe their ancestral backgrounds and stuff like that. What could they expect at the forum this Sunday?
Well, first of all, the two main professors are going to be here, and they can ask the professors anything that has to do with DNA, genetic sampling, and especially this research project. We have one professor who's not able to come this time, and she's the one that followed the isotopes. And the isotopes has to do with the type of water that falls down in your region, and it's recorded in the enamel or the petrous bone. So it's recorded in the bone, and she's the one that follows that trend of the isotopes, and that tells you where the people lived and what they ate and all the stuff. So the professors will be able to answer any questions the public has as to this research. It also gives us a great opportunity to complete on a promise that we made to the general public when they agreed to join this research, that once the research was completed, we were going to bring it back to them personally. Okay. So first of all, we have delivered each person that was in the study, we have personally delivered their packet and explained to them the results if they had any questions. And now we are going to present it as a public to the entire Corozal community. So the entire community is welcome to come and attend. And bring your questions. And I always say, bring your kind comments.
Well, I definitely would have a few questions of my own. But one of them right now is, if anyone is interested in finding out if they have any DNA or any form of ancestral background when it comes to the Mayas, are they welcome to maybe ask to be part of our research, or anything that may be coming up in the future that you guys have planned?
Yes, they can be part of a future research. This particular research has been completed because, as you know, the results are in the scientific journals. So everything has been completed about it. But they can definitely contact us and be part of further research. And also, the doctors are bringing a handful of samples for those people who are just interested in knowing, what am I made of? In Belize, we say we made out of rice and beans. Okay. Well, you can find out the part of rice and beans that you may be. So they're bringing a handful of packets for people who are really interested, just to find out what their makeup is.
All right,
Their
interesting.
genetic makeup, I mean.
Okay. All right, interesting. Well, guys, there you have it. That was a brief insight on what the forum will entail this Sunday at the Corozal House of Culture. And what is the time that will be running for?
2 p.m. from 2 to about 4 o'clock in the evening.
All right, so this Sunday, July 5th, at the Corozal House of Culture from 2 to roughly 4 or 5 p.m., right? And like I said, bring your questions if you're interested. And if you want to be part of the research, they have a number that they could contact you, or on Facebook that they could reach out and maybe get access to the public information, the link that you sent me that had all the information?
Certainly. They can look at our Facebook page, Tone Masewalon, or you can just reach me, Adela Peterson Vallejo, 639-6697. We're here to support you.
All right. Thank you very much for that, Mr. Della, and thank you guys for tuning in with the session on Love is Everywhere. And we hope to see you Sunday, the entire Corozal community, right? It's a very interesting research, guys. Come out and ask your questions and be part of this research because, like I said, Belize is all of us, the culture is all of us, right? So once again, Love is Everywhere, and I'll take it to you back at the studio.
Love is everywhere.
And we say thank you to our Corozal correspondent, Vince Martinez. It is 14 minutes after 3 o'clock.